All right, Saturday, November 1st. Welcome back. You'll see that the trailer is hooked up to the truck again because I had to make another trip to the title agency and the BMV. And yesterday in the mail came the new decal, the $45, $42.50, whatever it was, decal with the VIN on it, so I could go register it. Then I get there. Let me just say, I'm not going to walk you back through it, but my blood pressure went up a little bit because everything that I accomplished in the first two trips, they questioned this trip and acted like they weren't going to give me the title. And fortunately, reason won, and I got title. Plate sitting there on the trailer. I got to put that on. But anyway, tomorrow is the plow day for the Delaware County Antique Farm Machinery Association. So last night, just to be sure, I brought the battery tenders out and put them on the A4T here, and they're looking good. I'm going to right now unplug those because, sorry, you're gonna have to look away for a minute. I'm gonna unplug this cord, and then I'm gonna drag this cord over here because it is a little chilly. And I'm going to plug in the water heater just because I don't really want to use ether today. And I got some time. I need to check all the fluids on this, and that's something that I'm going to do here in a minute. What else do I need to do? I think that's it. I got to check oil. Obviously, I'm probably going to clean out that sediment bowl, and filters are relatively new. One thing I might do, I was thinking about this morning, is there is a filter at back here coming out of the tank, although it looks pretty good down in there. It's a clear plastic one, and you can see it doesn't look gummed up, so I might not switch that out. But yeah, oil, get up there, take off the bubble nose, go ahead and check the antifreeze, the hydraulic fluid, and then I want to dip the fuel tank just to make sure. So one thing I did this week is, you see something sitting in front of the barn here. I actually just went yesterday and got this, saw this on Marketplace, and Jacobson 1450 hydro. Motor's locked up. It's been sitting out for a while. The rear tires are in good shape though. All in all, it's not a bad looking tractor, but the reason I bought it is because I want this right here, the muffler. That's the one thing I'm missing off my 114, and so I bought this. I'm going to take the muffler off, and then I'm going to resell this. It's missing this side. It'd be a good restoration for somebody. It's got the mower deck on there. It's not bad, but the motor's going to need gone through for sure, and some other things. But all in all, picked it up. Just want the muffler. I'm going to send her down the road. I didn't even look at the oil because I didn't really care. It does have oil on the stick, so that ain't bad. Go back in there, dipstick. It's not going to listen to me. I'll do that in a minute. All right, I'm going to go inside the barn and bring you right back. All right, I opened up the doors there to get more light in here, but you'll see the big vise I got from Phil. I mounted it this week, so that's there. And the other thing I did is I got this brake cover off of the side over there. Over here, I took out the old seals and put in the new ones, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see. This seal was pretty dry. This is the dust seal. I mean, it's hard as a rock, but pounded it out, put the new seals in, clean this cover up so it's really ready to go back on. I just need to find the time to do it. And I got bolts for that drawbar plate on the diesel. Did stop TFC yesterday and got those. And I'll walk over here. And see, yeah, that cover goes to this side. So I will get that put on there in a minute. I was talking to Joe Pro. I need to thread a bolt into the end of the shaft there so that I can pick up, because that's obviously, you can tell it's not centered in there. I want to have it kind of centered so everything goes back together the way that it should. And yeah, we'll get to that maybe here in a bit. Other than that, had some things going on that every day on the way home from work I got to stop and see my mom and do some things. So I have not gotten out here much in the evenings. Anybody with aging parents knows that that's more important than anything else. So you do what you got to do. But so yeah, but we're gonna play in the dirt tomorrow. In order to play in the dirt tomorrow, I got to probably take the A4T over there here in a little bit. So it's already there, so I'm not driving that in the morning. And yeah, I want to get the trailer parked and the plate on it. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do so far. So I'll bring you back probably when we're checking fluids. I'll maybe take you around and check fluids on the 70 there. All right, I got the trailer backed in. I'm going to check the oil. She looks full. Yep, right at the full mark. That's good. Figured it was. Checked it not that long ago. One of the things I need to do, I might need pliers to do that right there. But I brought the ladder out, because the next thing I need to do is get in up here. Alright, I'm gonna have to set you guys down. I'll bring you back. So the last thing I want to do is drop this bubble nose and break it, because it's the original. Alright, with the bubble off and my nice step ladder here, because that's the easiest way to do this, we'll come up here and check the hydraulic fluid, which is at the high mark. It's good. Check the antifreeze. Yep, she's right up in there. You can see her. That's good. All right, and I'll put the bubble nose back on, and then I will go get a stick to. The fuel gauge works on this, but I don't know how much I trust it, so I'm gonna get a stick and check the diesel. All right, we're back at the fuel tank. Make sure my stick is good and clean. Clean as it can be. So we have got about a little under half. So I might add a little. Wouldn't hurt to burn some of this out, but I also don't want to run out. So yeah, we're probably at about just maybe above a third of a tank. So I will go get the small cans, because my big transfer tank is empty. I'll just put maybe 10 gallons in, and that should get us through tomorrow at least without fear of running out, hopefully. All right, I put the 10 gallons in, and we're a little over. It's about half, so I'm not gonna, I think that'll be enough for tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna go over and try to pull this muffler off this Jacobson real quick. First things first, I need to get the heat shield off. I already loosened all these bolts, so try to get these off. Once these are off, then we can see what we got with the muffler. And I'm really hoping that it's in okay shape, because with this shield on, it's really hard to see it. So fingers crossed. It's a nice day. Neighbor Carl's out blowing leaves, it sounds like. He's got a lot of big trees, so he's got, this time of the year, that's what he's got to do. This is a nice, the more I look at this, you know, the hood's super straight. It's just a shame that, I don't know if you can save them all, but hopefully someone will buy this and do something good with it. Alright, these 4 bolts are out. I'm going to take this off. Of course, couldn't find my regular 7/16, so I'm using a deep well. Which isn't necessarily the best, but I guess it's better than nothing, huh? It was in the 30s this morning. The sun is nice and warm today, which is good. Hopefully it's drying, getting everything nice and conditions just right for the plow day tomorrow, which I'm sure it'll be good. I don't know if I mentioned, but Matt, where we're doing it tomorrow, said that he walked around in the field yesterday and didn't have any mud sticking to his boots, so that is a good thing. There we go. Got that heat shield off. And there's what I'm looking for. Doesn't look in too bad a shape. Pretty solid. So I need to take out those 2. And it looks like here's a support down here. And then the muffler will be free. So we'll do that. Try to get you guys set up so you can see what I'm doing. And take those off. This is where I might need an extension or a, oh, that's 1/2 inch. Oh, sorry. Oh, of course. With that, I'm gonna go get 6-point. I don't want to round those, and I need to get probably a box end wrench anyway. Yeah, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Oh, come on. This is what's rough on these, is they are a lot of times from being heated, they don't like to come out. was hoping that wasn't going to break, and I got you guys against the mower deck. That's why you're bouncing all over the place. Move it back just a little there. So really what I'm removing here is the elbow, because it looks like the muffler clamps on here, but I don't know if the muffler that's on the 114 is the correct one, so I'm just gonna do it this way. Yep, and then that one broke off. I was kind of afraid, it felt like that was going to happen. Not super happy about that, but what are you going to do? That one did not break. Then I need to take off this support bolt. Kind of hard to get in there with the other front heat shield still on. I am gonna probably put a wrench on this motor and confirm that it's stuck. Of course, the guy that I got it from, he's a lawnmower guru, so he said it was stuck. I should believe it's stuck. Yep, she's loose. It's not a good sign when out of the muffler hole comes a whole bunch of rust. 100% not a good sign. So I'm going to guess she locked up. Based upon that. This is just not cooperating. If I took that front heat shield off, this would be a lot easier. Just trying to avoid doing that. And I can't really get in there to get that with my fingers because it's pretty loose, but the way that fits in there, it's just not cooperating. Man, it's got to be about ready to let go. There we go. So, this is in the indicator. That was in the exhaust there. So, and it could just be that something crawled up in the end of the exhaust here and went in there and made a nest. I don't know. You definitely hear crap inside of this thing. And it looks like there's just a little pinhole right there. But, and it's a Nelson muffler. They don't make it anymore. It says Nelson muffler core right there. So I will clean this thing up. We'll paint her up, and then she's going to go on the 114. so I have the correct muffler and I have the heat shields to put on there. So we'll do all that, and yeah, should be good, I think. Better than what I got on that muffler right now. Yeah, I could put a wrench on it, but I'm pretty sure she's stuck. It's at 9/16. No, 5/8. So there we have it. I'm gonna put that heat shield back on, and probably put a piece of duct tape over the hole there where the muffler goes, and yeah, then we'll move on to what's next. Well, I got the little Super Chief listed for sale, and you notice an A4T is missing. Drove it over to the plow day, so that'll be a separate video. And I actually disked with it a little bit. It's not a very big disc, but I will say that it initially, when I hooked up the disc, it picked it up just fine, and then it wasn't picking it up all the way, and I couldn't figure out, and I did some checking. But in here's your basically your pressure. You crank this in for more pressure, out for less pressure. And the other one was backed out pretty far. I put one turn in on it, picked up the disc just fine. So just FYI how that happened, because I might forget to mention that in the video, tomorrow. So, but like I said, that'll be a separate video. This video, I'll get back to hopefully putting those brakes back together. But nice evening. Halloween was yesterday. It's crazy. It's November 1st. So, all right, we'll be back after the plowing videos to keep working on the 302 diesel. Well, it's Friday evening, and so I hope you enjoyed the plow videos from last weekend. Sun's going down quick because the time changed. I thought I'd just start this here with the flag blowing in the breeze and the sun going down. And before I get on to the next thing, I'm going to be taking these fenders over to Oliver Phil tonight. We're going to put those on the G1355 project. I just cleaned up these seat rails that the seat sits on. I'll clean those up and rattle can those tomorrow, and I'm going to rattle can the air cleaner pipe, whatever you want to call that, air intake pipe. But I want to get that done because tomorrow is still going to be kind of warm, and then Sunday the bottom falls out and we're supposed to have snow on Monday. So it's the 7th of November now, and so anyway, and then hopefully tomorrow or Sunday I'm going to get time to put this cover back on the brakes over there, and hopefully tomorrow the other O-ring will come from Welter's. I can get that side done. It'd be nice to be able to put the rear tires on the diesel project before I go out of town. Got to go out of town next Thursday. I'll be gone like 2 full weekends. But so that's where we're at. I'm going to load up stuff to head over to Phil's, and I'll do a little bit of filming over there. I don't want to spoil his, if you're not watching his channel, you should be watching it, but we'll be there in a bit. All right, I made it over to Phil's, and I didn't film it, but we got the fenders up on. Look pretty good. He's going to call this tractor Bumblebee. It's going to be yellow and black, but it's going to look good. So if you see, I brought my buffer along. I'm going to buff out the metal, the hoods. You see they're kind of dull. The front's kind of dull there. And this side panel, we're also going to straighten out around the holes around the hood there, and the piece that goes over the fuel tank, I'll hit that also. And hopefully when I'm done, it looks a lot better than it looks right now. Won't look as good as the fenders do, but it'll look a lot better. Phil's been working. He's got the alternator on. He just did that. He's working on routing his radiator hoses, and then the power steering line's got to come up. So he's making progress, and this thing's moving right along. So all right, I'm going to do a little buff, and I'll probably bring you back after I buff so you can see the difference, and we'll go from there. All right, just got done buffing. If you can see, it definitely shined it up. It's hard to see with the light the way that it is, but definitely brought back a decent shine to it and cleaned it up quite a bit. But the other side is more telling. Well, when I get up top. If this were out in the sun, you'd see that that yellow paint is really shined up quite a bit, but up here you can kind of see way better. It's the way that it should look. This has an extra hole in the hood, and we're thinking maybe they put that in, maybe use this with a propane tractor at one time. I don't know, because I think exhaust comes out different. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why there's 3 holes. Well, air and exhaust, and that should be exhaust, and not sure. This is fuel. So anyway, and as you can tell, I am nice, and my face and everything is covered in splatter from the buffer, but that's just how it goes when you buff. All right, glad I could help him out with that. It definitely looks a lot better. This thing is coming together. Step back so you can see the fenders and now the newly polished hood. He's going to be getting the rest of this all plumbed up, but he's going to bring back the radiator shroud back to catch the front of the fan blades, because it's, you know, there's more of a gap here than there would be at the 585, because 585 is a lot longer. But that'll look cool when he brings that back there to catch the help it cool. And he's already got the oil cooler in here. So, and that radiator's out of a 2150, so it did work. I didn't think it would on the A4T, and I can't remember. Maybe it was slightly different, but it worked in this, so that's good for him. He did have to modify here where the injector lines go, but you're going to have that with any engine refit. So, all right, I'm going to finish up and go get some food and go to bed and see what I can get done tomorrow. All right, it is Saturday, and Oliver Phil gave me a bolt bin last night, so I washed that out. I painted the seat rails and the air cleaner pipe. Got some runs in it, not super crazy about that, but I can always sand it down and do it later. Just pulled out the 955, shut her down now, because I just wanted to let her run a few minutes. And just got done cutting the grass again, hopefully for the last time this year. Pulled out the 955 so I can winterize the hot water pressure washer. It's going to happen in a minute. And then I'm going to try to put the brake seal in on the diesel on this side with the 955 out, so then I can put on the hub and the tire while the 955's out and not in my way. So see if I can get all that done, because I got some other things I want to get done too. So I'm trying to get a whole lot done in a little bit of time today. Man, I don't know if that's going to work. I got to think through this, because that means I've got to put in the seal, the whole brake assembly, the cover. I might be able to do it. We'll see. But I'm going to winterize the hot water pressure washer first, then we'll come back. So, I need to get this on. When I was at Oliver Phil's last night, he gave me 3 pieces of old microfiche that I can tape together to make a nice shield to go up over the spline, that spline shaft, so I can hopefully work this on. So I'm going to work on getting that set up, and might not film this one today, because I'm going to maybe hopefully do the other one tomorrow. I'll film that one, because I finally got the other O-ring today from Welter's. It came in the mail, so I can do the other side. All right, They just sent me a note. Serial number brake changes the O-rings to 2 different sizes. The left side is bigger. Sorry for the confusion. I really appreciate that from Welters, and we'll see. Maybe the other side takes a smaller one. I don't know, but we'll figure it out here when we get to it. All right, I got it in there. It wasn't too bad. Had the bolt in the end of the shaft there where it's threaded. Used the microfilm to make my cover there. I got the seal on, if you can see it in there. Looks good. Looks like it went on well. And so now I need to put on brake disc, and I got the brake out here. I'm going to do all that here. So I'll get you guys set up and we will put this back together real quick. Not enough hands. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Peel my brake out of the package. The inner disc, I should say. Slide it in. Then this comes fits in here like so. It's got to kind of fit in there so it pulls against these places where the studs go. And then I got the spring. It's going to go out here. And then I gotta put this, I put that nut on there too soon. Gotta stick this up through the brake, then put on my nut. Maybe it'll go up through there. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure you can't see really anything right now because I'm reaching in there and blocking everything. Rethread that back on there. Should put a little bit of go juice on there to make that spin a little easier. All right, getting there. Trying to do it quick. All right, and the washer goes on. Then it goes up into the spring, and then it threads into the brake there. Come on, get in there. Really all I'm doing is starting this today, starting it on there because I'm gonna not adjust this until later, and I don't think I'm gonna put the outside cover on until later. All right, that's good enough. And the outside disc until I want to make sure that's not leaking. That makes sense. So that other disc will go in here, then I'll put the cover on. But I'm going to be a little paranoid, and I'm going to just make sure before I put that cover on. I hate to put that cover on and then see. Well, let me think about this. Does it really matter? Because if it's going to leak, it's going to leak. It's going to come out I've cleaned out the bottom. I'll see it drip on the floor. I'll put it back together. I gotta go get the other disc, and then we'll put the cover on. All right. When I was out cutting grass, get you set up there, I was kind of up where I see the intersection at the end of the road, and somebody's cutting or harvesting corn someplace close by, and their semis are running. So anyway, this one tries to make the corner semi, and he cuts the corner, and I looked up, and it was one of those oh crap moments. And I'm on the mower saying that because he had a really long semi tractor, and like between the back of the cab and the front of the trailer was, I don't know, probably 10 feet. And he hit that corner and didn't account for it being that sharp of a turn, or I don't know what, but he had it almost flipped over. That trailer was just milliseconds from flipping. So he stopped and he was able to get it backed up, and I was finished mowing, watching, thinking, boy, that was almost a really bad day for him, and a really bad day for my neighbor Butch down there, who would have had one big load of corn sitting in his yard. And it was full. I mean, that trailer was full. Like it should be, you know, but I'm just saying. All right. I shouldn't have put that one in up there, and I'm missing a lock washer. So, I'll be back in just a second. All right. Why did I say that about that one? Because I forgot to put this support back in that goes to the platform. Kind of important. I'm just not going to tighten that one because it's got to be adjusted, and I don't need to get a new bolt. Yeah, I might be able to tighten it. So anyway, that was a moment of excitement on the mower. I don't know how exciting it was, but it was definitely a I'm sure his blood was flowing, because that's it was close. All right, I gotta go find the right socket. I just realized I don't have the right socket sitting right here to put those on. But still can't put this one on tight because I'm just gonna get it snug, holding it up there, and then I can get it tight later. Drawing that cover in. So it'll be good to get a rear tire on this thing to help hold, just put some support on the back and get the other side on maybe tomorrow. Then I can start messing with the front axle some. All right, I'm just gonna go with that for now until I get a bolt in to hold the, yeah, just fell over for me. Okay, so now I need to shut off this light. I need to put on my hub, and I got to clean out the lug holes, and got to put all this in. I'm going to use grease or Never Seas. Not sure what I'm going to put on there yet. Grease is easier just because it's easier to clean up and doesn't, you know, the Never Seas always is on everything. So just thinking while I'm talking. You can tell because I slow down because my brain isn't that good. All right, we'll be back. All right, well, neighbor Carl came over and got me distracted, so I didn't film this, but got this on. I used Never Seas in there, and got it on, cleaned out my bolt holes, and so now I'm ready to bring the tire over, but I got to get the jack set up. I got to do a couple things here before we do that. So just wanted to show you I made it this far at least. All right, let's see what we can do. It's a lot easier than handling those tires over at Oliver Phil's last week. Boy, I'm gonna have to go up a bunch on this jack stand. A whole bunch. So I put a screw stand on the other side to just in case anything went wrong. I might have to actually let that down a little because this side's going to have to come up a bunch. So let me mess with this. I'll bring you guys back. All right, I did a little playing around and I got it pretty lined up. I did get new bolts. The other ones were in pretty bad shape, and they weren't cheap, but you know, I didn't really want to go with the rusty old ones when I had painted everything. So I got them for the front and the back. So I need to still not line it up quite perfect. I think I need to go up like a little bit of a pump, and I want to snug one of these down just a little bit. Just a little. See if that lines it up any better. Not really. I'm going to go up just a little. All right, that made it move. I don't want to do a lot of pushing on this because it is on jack stands, but there we go. Shouldn't be going easier than that. Should have been going a lot easier than that. So there is new paint on both sides here, so it's going to go on a little hard. As far as on the hub and on the rim, so that's why it'll be bogging down just a little bit on there. I need 3 more. 9/16 by 18. Got them at Napa. Done this on a few of the other ones. Sometimes, especially these that were loaded, they just don't. You know, they get really nasty. definitely, I can see paint coming off. There we go, it drew in there. Trying not to skin up my paint too much, but I'm not really succeeding with that. It is what it is. Oh boy. Yep, there's gonna be some touch-up involved. All right, got her that far. Now I'll let her down, and this side will be pretty good. Yep, I gotta kick my jack stand down. All right, she's off the jack. Oh, she's on the tractor. Looks pretty good. Paint, even though it's new paint, matches up with the old pretty well. I need to check the tire. I think that's the one I put a little extra pressure in to get the bead to seat. So, all right, well, I still got daylight. I got to go do a couple more things outside. I wanted to get this so I can get the 955 back in here. And yeah, so we're made a little bit of progress today, for sure. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Okay, I will bring you back later. All right, it's Sunday. I've got the jet moved out of the way so I can work over here. I screwed up on the other side. I put that tire on too quick. I did a little buffing over here on the inside of the fender. It's kind of hard to see from here, but there you can see a shine in that. Brings that yellow paint back. To give you an idea, see how that looks up there all dull, and then on this, I just did this edge. But wanted to get that done before I went too far, so I didn't want to forget like I did the other side. But we're about ready to tear into the brake seal down here. I'm gonna get that out, get that cleaned up, get the new one in, hopefully we can get everything back together. This tire back on today. I'm not going to go through taking this all apart because we did that on the other side, but when I put it back together, I'll try to show you. We'll just see how that goes. All right, got the seal back in this other side, got it out, got the seal on. I just wanted to show you that this side is different than the other side was. You have to knock out the bearing race in order to get the seals out. Seals are behind that. And then the O-ring is different on this side. It's smaller, which is exactly what the note from Welter said. So Welter's, thank you for the note. And I pulled them out. You're absolutely right. I didn't need that other O-ring you sent me that I thought you'd sent me the wrong one. You're right. I'm wrong. I can say it. So, all right, I'm going to get everything set up. I'm going to get this put back in. I brought it and the outer plate over here and already ran it through the parts washer to get everything cleaned up. I got the other brake in here, so we should be able to get this, hopefully this goes back together as easily as the other one did, and fingers crossed. And then yeah, then I can button it up and put the other tire back on. Oh, something I did last night is I got both front tires mounted. So looking a little better. I mean, a little better. They look good. They'll look good when they're back on the tractor. So just wanted to show you that. All right, I got it back in there. I'm not gonna lie, this side was less fun. That bowl gear was really fighting me, getting that all pushed back up in there. But the seal looks good. Everything looks good. I need to put the brake in just like I did on the other side. I put the plate on, cover, and then we'll work on getting this tire back on this side. And then I can feel like I've accomplished something. You know, that's the main goal on a weekend, is to feel like I actually did something. All right, let me work on getting all this put together. I'll bring you back as I progress. All right, got this outer cover on. It sticks out a little bit. I can't remember but it doesn't want to tighten up anymore. The other one kind of sunk in. This one doesn't want to, but maybe it wasn't before. I can't remember. And on the side, the paint's on there. Like, it didn't go in because I would think that paint was wore off, but I'm not exactly sure. All right, so the next thing will be, so that's all buttoned up. That's all in. So I need to do my never sees out here on my axle, get my hubs on, clean out my lug holes, and then get the tire on. So bring you back here in a minute when I do the fun job of putting never sees on everything, because I skipped that yesterday. Okay. All right. My brush gave up the ghost, so I'm using a screwdriver, which is, you know, this is always a mess. Everybody who's messed with never sees knows that it's not a lot of fun. But it's what we got to do. I don't know if I mentioned earlier today, I went over next door, I ran all the garden tractors and shut off the fuel to run the carburetors out, pulled all the batteries, ran all the other tractors over there, put stable and seafoam in, so they're already, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining / probably snowing right now outside. It's awesome. And it's just that time of the year, we're at that point where it's going to happen. All right, keyway's in. Grab the hammer with a rag so I didn't get never sees all over it. Now I've already coated the inside of both. Yeah, it's snowing because there's some coming down from the cupola, which is right above me. I already coated the inside of the hub, so I'll carry it over. I'm going to put another pair of gloves on so I'm not covered in never sees when I grab the outside of these hubs. Get these on and we'll get this thing put together. Crap, I can't touch the camera. Everything is covered. All right. I've got the inside of that all coated, if you can see it. There she goes on. And I've got the other side here, it's coated also. Slip it in. Alright, we got both the sides in. Before I go too far, I need to get a tape measure. Make sure I got 6 inches from the end there. Let me go grab my tape. Usually try to set this up so I'm not making you wait on me. But, well, we're almost perfectly at 6 right there. Six on the money. So this just sets the tires, the rears at basically where they need to be for, then I've got the other ones set up for plowing, I should say. I think all my 302s are set up this way now. So that helps. Never have to worry about, and they're all set the same. It makes it easier. All right, now I need to tighten that down and then clean out my lug holes, which I'm not going to make you watch that because it's a painful process just to sit and watch. But there we have the hubs on. So I will bring you back when we're doing the tire, I guess. All right, got this one over here. Walk her in. And we're gonna have to go up a bunch like we did on the other side. So, get a couple pumps back here. One-handed, and walk it in just a tad bit more, not much, but a tad. All right, now doing that, it could come down maybe just a little. Let's see if I can control this well enough to do that. All right, it's close. I need my pry bar here. Rotate this to get it to where I can try not to screw up paint while I do this. This is the paint. All right, I gotta. Come on. Don't want to turn. The other side turned. All right. Let me work on this. I'll bring you back in a second. All right, I failed you. I put it on without filming it because it was a pain in the butt to get everything lined up, but she's on there. Just be glad to get this thing down on all twos for tonight. We'll get it on all fours after I do the front end. We'll let it down off the jack. There she is, standing on her own two back feet. So, definitely looking better, and we're making progress. Feel good about that. The good thing about getting it on there, now I can start messing with widening out the front end just a little, working on my bushings in there, in the spindle bushings and all that stuff, but that's gonna have to wait. I gotta go on a work trip this week, So I won't have a video for a couple weeks because I'm not going to be around. But anyway, we're making progress. I'll take this as a win. We'll walk to the other side here. Yeah, I'm all right with it. Hope you guys are too. All right, well, it's late. Mrs. Ohio MM was out of town this weekend and I didn't get to see her. So I'm going to quick put everything away and get in the house and spend some time with her. Please like and subscribe, make comments. You got comments. And like I said, I'll be back in a couple weeks and we will probably be working on the front end of this and doing some other projects. So we'll keep on going. Thanks for watching the channel.